Leo. Welcome to your June 2023 General Tarot Update. Serena here. Fire energy for sure. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The first thing I want to say is that I feel like there's the word that came to my mind is beleaguered, meaning that you may feel like you've had to defend yourself to the point of keeping certain people out. And that could be because people are coming at you or trying to take advantage of you. And I'm trying to think astrologically what this could be connected to. You have had, for instance, a lunar eclipse earlier in May that fell in your fourth house of home and family. And so when something like that happens, it can dredge up the past for some people. So this could be family stuff, skeletons in the closet. For other people who are currently raising a family, having a household, it can be one of those situations where you feel as if the facade kind of crumbles away and you can't keep the false self kind of promoting something that isn't real. So that can go both ways, either you or your partner, and that could have caused some kind of upheaval on the domestic level. So the heart of the matter is Nine of Wands. This is about boundaries. But when we set boundaries, it's usually because somebody has violated them already. And so it means that we have to kind of be in defense mode. Also, if you have split up from a narcissist, you may be kind of on high alert. I always think of this card like in terms of Fatal Attraction or that movie I call it the Sleeping with the Enemy card, both of those movies, they had a similar thing where, I don't know, that's kind of a spoiler alert, but that idea of you think somebody is dead and then they spring up out of the water, or they just think you breathe a sigh of relief and then they come back up. And with narcissists, a lot of times they'll be the one to ghost someone and then they come back into the picture. And it's like, I thought you didn't want to be with me. Oh, I get it. This is a game to you. Okay. So that could be what the Nine of Wands is, like the guard at the gates, like kind of being very wary of somebody trying to penetrate the perimeter, In the past position, we have the Ten of Swords, so that kind of gives that idea of the person who has been betrayed and how that has affected that individual. And so that can make someone kind of guarded and feel like they can't get over something. The betrayal can feel like some kind of personal attack or indictment. And you don't need for it to be that way, because you can choose to see things in a more positive light. For instance, if somebody leaves you, you don't automatically have to think that there's something wrong with you and that's why that person left. You have the option of seeing that individual may be going through some things. And obviously we can't read somebody's mind, but by the same token, we don't have to assume that there's something wrong with us if someone else ghosts us or otherwise drops out of the picture. And likewise, we don't have to be so grateful that somebody comes back into the picture if they do something like that, because that is really a red flag. If somebody just like suddenly just stops being in contact with you altogether, that could be a sign that they have an issue with being straightforward. But I feel like the Nine of Wands issue could even be cheating or something like that, where it's almost like the person testing you, what will you put up with? Because Ten of Swords in a relationship, I think of betrayal in the form of cheating. If it's in the workplace, it can be promising a promotion, giving it to someone else, for instance. And these betrayals, they tell you something, they give you information about another person. And you have the choice of whether or not you're going to look at it head on and see what it means. Because sometimes people don't want to look at it. Well, you don't have to look at something, but it's not going to go away because you don't look at it. That's the bottom line. The higher message is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the card that's really connected to the home and being in your rightful place as the head of the household. Not somebody with their tail between their legs, in other words. Also, somebody who is really taking advantage of it. For instance, let's say there are some Leo people who got laid off and they feel that it was a betrayal because they were promised that it would never happen, and it happened anyway. Well, you can lick your wounds and you can feel sorry for yourself, or you can say, wow, now I have some time to be able just to chill at home. I've been working all the time. You can spin it into a scenario that is much more acceptable for you, and that where you get what you want instead of feeling like you're getting the short end of the stick. Because this can be a time of gardening, of enjoying the fruits of your labor rather than, being a workaholic. A lot of Leos can be workaholics. And so even though there might be something, and I don't know if this is connected, I'm trying to think. Oh, well, another thing that is happening in June is that Pluto is going back into your 6th house. So that could bring some kind of power struggles back into your area of workplace. And you might have thought that that was completely finished. And there's going to be another retrograde in 2024 back into this area. But it's asking you to look at yourself in this and to go within and to do that deep work within, rather than just looking at the people around you, even if they are the instigators and they, the boss, or, favoritism or deception, co-workers who are two-faced, that kind of thing. They may be the ones who are actually doing it, but how you respond is key. If you get caught up in the intrigue or the outrage of it, that's not going to get you where you want to be. So you want to be the kind of person who is on top of the situation. And the only way you're really going to do that is by seeing your own trigger points, see how you play into these scenarios. And, truth be told, it could be as simple as even staying in that workplace. Maybe that's not the right place for you, and it's hard for you to just let go because the ego wants to get the last, wants to emerge triumphant and doesn't want somebody else to control them. But sometimes your vibration might be higher than the other people around you, and they're going to just drag you down. So there's nothing to win, in other words. And sometimes it's hard to see that because the person really wants to feel strong. Leo is connected to the strength card in the tarot, so that could be it. What crosses you? The card that crosses you is the Two of Pentacles. This can be receiving a job offer overseas, although in this case, I don't think it's something that completely random. I think that it's more of a back and forth and an ambivalence about whether or not you want to stay somewhere. Maybe you think, yeah, I want to get another job. If this is in your personal life, being able to let go of a toxic relationship. And like I said, with the Nine of Wands, sometimes these relationships, it can be, what do they call it, where it's like back and forth. No, that's not the term. I think I meant to say on and off again. And when people have those types of relationships, I think that they're probably toxic, and maybe there's a strong physical attraction there that causes you to feel the sense of being pulled to that other person, but then other aspects are just completely countering that and making it hard for the two of you to really see eye to eye on much of anything. So I think for Leos, if there's something where you're ambivalent, it's probably because you're a fixed sign and you really don't want to necessarily change. You're hoping that the other person will change, or the situation, if it's a workplace, will change. Like that's just going to automatically change and you can just stay as you are and just have everything be as it is. Well, it doesn't work that way. There's a reason, I always say we didn't come here just to keep our body alive. That some people just think, oh gosh, I have to have this job, and what if I don't have a paycheck? Well, that will keep your body alive if you keep that paycheck going, but that's not necessarily the end all be all of life. And you have to ask yourself, why are you here? And once you answer that question, then the decisions that you make, you can see how they make it more likely for that to occur or less likely. What's coming in is a Death card. In this deck, they have that sideways 8, which is the infinity symbol, and then it says rebirth, because they want to show that death is not the end. There's always this, and not obviously we're not talking about physical death. We're talking about any kind of ending, irrevocable ending, and that there's nothing to fear in those endings, that they promise new beginnings. Now, the Death card in the tarot is connected to Scorpio. Like I said, we had that lunar eclipse. That's the last eclipse in Scorpio. We're going to have one more in Taurus happening in October. And that's going to be a lunar eclipse as well. And that will be in your 10th house of career. So for some of you who have been kind of tenaciously holding on to a particular job or a particular profession, career with the 10th house, but you're not happy, the lunar eclipse in Taurus can be a blessing for you, because it can help you to let go of what no longer serves you in your professional life. This can be the kind of rumblings ahead of that. And, if this is relationship related, not trying to cling to that out or outgrown relationship makes a lot of sense. The outcome is the Justice card. This is a card of everybody getting what they deserve. This is in the upright position, so it's like justice is served. This is connected to Libra, so it might be a timing card as well. But I would say in general that the Justice card, if you have felt wronged, and that's connected with the Ten of Swords, that there may be a situation that allows you to feel satisfied and not feel like something happened that shouldn't have happened. Maybe there's an actual legal case that you're dealing with. I have, just astrologically, there will be a full moon in your 7th house of committed partnership and legal affairs on August 1st. So that might be when everything becomes finalized, illuminated, what have you. All right, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double readings, my double astrology readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the next 12 months for a special price. And I also have and that's called Deep Dive. And I have another package deal, which is an hour of natal chart interpretation and a full-length tarot reading, personal tarot reading, called The Whole Enchilada. And I have standalone readings, including love readings and career life path types of readings. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thank you for watching. Bye.